Warrington Wolves 6, Wigan Warriors 13. That's right, the Warrington Wolves winning streak has come to an end, courtesy of the Warriors in a great game of rugby league at the HJ last night. A record crowd of 15,000, the best ever in Super League for Warrington, seeing this one, as well, of course, as a viewing audience around the world. Brilliant stuff. Where do we start? Well, first of all, I think it's only right and appropriate we start with Matt Peake. Brilliant coaching. He knew going into this game that the Warrington Wolves were down on troops in the middle. That's right. Only Cassiano and Vaughan in the front line. Yes, they had young Green making his debut, but with the likes of Philbin, Bullock, Nicholson, Dudson, all out. He loaded the pack, putting Havard at, of course, loose forward with the Morgan Smithies banned for this game. You know, Wigan had three props on the bench. Yes, they did lose Singleton early doors. I get that, but there's no question he knew what he was doing. He was banging a lot of effort into that pack because he knew that he could get on top in the pack, and they absolutely did, no doubt. Over 180 more meters made by the Wigan Warriors pack this year in this game. That's doing to Warrington what they've done to other teams this year. Superb performance that from Wigan. And of course they had the maestro that is Harry Smith. Smith last night, brilliant, played the conditions superbly well. You know, Powell said in his end interview, Warrington need to learn how to play those conditions. They've got two great kickers there in Williams and Drinkwater, but they were completely outplayed and put in the shadows by Harry Smith, who, pretty much took those two on alone. Shorrocks was a bit part, didn't really do an awful lot in terms of attacking stuff. He got a bit panicked actually at one point because he found himself with the ball in hand in a standoff position inside the 20, but that's another story. But Smith just took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, right, boys, follow me around the pitch. It was a masterclass from Harry Smith. There was no question who Sky should have been giving that man of the match to, and they rightly did. He has been in brilliant form, both last week against Saints and now this week against Warrington. Harry Smith, superb. We take your hat off to you. We salute you. We think he's a great player here at Super League Raw, and he truly is a superb display. Right, a lot of controversy in this game. A lot of Warrington Wolves fans going away blaming the referee. I'm not going to sit here and do that. I always try and remain a little bit impartial. What I will do, though, is point to John Wilkins' criticism of Wigan's lying on, both in the Saints game and the Warrington game. And I have to say, in the stands, it did seem a little bit like they were doing that, but like I say, it's a game of rugby league. If the official isn't giving it, you can't get upset about it. You've just got to get on playing with it. I think Wigan at some point will be found out if they carry on doing that, especially on a dry track. They're not going to be allowed to keep doing that. Other controversies in this game is, of course, the tries that were given and not given. Brad O'Neill. Again, the neutrals will have the view on that. I think the video ref, very quick to make a decision on that one. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Get involved. Give us some comments in the chat. Was Brad O'Neill's try a try? We've seen so many of them over the years chalked off. Again, in live play, it looked as though it had been bounced, but of course it went up as a no try. Kendall can do no more, Warrington fans. He's banged it up there as a no try, but for whatever reason, the video referee said, no, I'm overruling that. It's a try, which again is very unusual in Super League this year. And of course, that was compounded by the Matty Russell try that again went up as a no try. Odd that it went up as a no try, but then to be actually stood on by the video referee, again, very odd. I think everybody in the stadium, the Warrington Wolves, even probably the Wigan Warriors players, were a bit stunned by that one. That was a bit of a surprise on the night, I have to say, Russell's try being chalked off, and especially in the dying embers. I mean, would it have made any real difference? Probably not. I think the only real good thing that Warrington can look at in this game is probably Matty Nicholson. Another great try from Nicholson. He's having a great season thus far for the Wire. A lot of things expected of him in a week where he was called up, of course, to the international squad and fully deserved. So that's looking really good. The two second rows looking really good for Warrington this season. But like I said right at the start of this in the shed, it's not how you lose. It's not about you losing. It's about how you lose. My apologies. And it is. They've had loads of different games this year where they've come from behind. They've won them. Obviously, they've won 8 from 8. But now they've lost one, and it's about how you bounce back from that. And there's no better challenge than going to a St. Helens side that lost last night as well. That's going to be a real good tussle on Thursday night. And I think a lot of people are going to be looking to see how Warrington react to that. Yes, they'll have Joe Philbin back in the side. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to be up, against the disciplinaries this week. I would hope not. I didn't really see much during the game for both sides, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes when Saints and Warrington collide next week. As for Wigan, brilliant win for them. Two great wins. They're now clearly second on their own. They're only 2 points behind Warrington. They will be hoping that Saints do them a favour next week so that they can start to rival Warrington for that top spot. Of course, points difference going to be critical as well on that one. But we'll wait and see what happens this time next week. So congratulations has to go to the Wigan Warriors. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get involved on Facebook, the Super League Raw Fans Forum. Get involved on that page as well. Get some comments in the chat. Get some likes going on. Tell your friends about us. This has been In the Sheds, and we'll see you next time.